Alright, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. Today we're looking at I Love Skye from Chieftain to King from one of my favorite designers, Alexander Pfister. Alright, so this is a really cool tile laying game with some auctions thrown in. Now, it doesn't really have a theme. We're just trying to build our landscape, Carcassonne style and all that stuff. So this is going to be the setup and rules breakdown video. Click on the link below if you want to see my playthrough and my review. It's going to be awesome, obviously. And three things before we start. Please like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel. That'll be fantastic. Let's go. Alright, so for the setup, what you're going to do is you're going to put out your game board. There is a side for 2 to 4 players and the other side is for only a 5-player game. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to put on the side that you're playing with, and then you're going to have the black disc, which is the round marker, and you're going to put on the first round of the game. After that, you're going to shuffle all your scoring tiles together and take 4 random ones and place them in the 4 different windows here that you see on the board. Alright, put your money on the side of the board. Each player is going to put their scoring chit or marker on the 0 space of the point track. Now each player is just going to get a shield. You're going to get one of these discard markers, just put it behind for now. You're going to get your castle. Alright, make sure not to shuffle these into the bag, but you're going to get one in your color, turn it around with your castle, and this is going to be the start of your landscape. Alright, figure out who first player is and give them this token. Alright, each player is going to do that. All the rest of the tiles, you're going to put them in the bag, jumble them up, and you're pretty much ready to start. Alright, let's go. Alright, rules breakdown time here for I Love Skye. So at its core, this is sort of like a tile laying like Carcassonne, but instead of just drawing your tiles from a bag or from the box, we're actually going to sort of do an auction, but the players are going to set the prices of these tiles. So that's already pretty cool. Alright, so basically what we're going to be doing is, grabbing 3 tiles, putting it in front of us, setting the prices for these tiles. Then the other players are going to have an opportunity to buy our tiles. And then after that, you're going to have a phase where all your tiles that you bought, you're going to be adding them to your tableau Carcassonne style. Alright, type of thing. Alright, you're going to be doing that to achieve a couple of things. We have some objectives here that allow us to score a ton of points. You're also going to try to get these scrolls that all add up to end game scoring. Alright, and try to do the best that you can. So the way I'm going to teach you this game is I'm just going to go through the phases of the game. You're sort of going to get the gist of it, and then at the end we're going to talk about the end game scoring. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, phase 1 is getting income, and for that you're going to look at your current tableau of tiles, right? And your base castle is always going to give you 5 gold, alright? But you're also going to add all the barrels of whiskey connected to your castle by roads, alright? So it's very important. So for example, if I were to put out these tiles like this, well then you can see here that my income would be 7, because I would get 5 and these are connected, so I would get also another 1 and another 1 here, so that'll be 7 in total. You take it from the bank and you put it in your personal supply. Now they have to be connected by roads. So for example, if I just put out something randomly like this, well, you're going to see that the roads do not match anymore. So my income for this, even though there's barrels in my display, would only be 5. Alright, you're going to get that income. Now, if it's also round 3 and further down, you're also going to get extra coins depending on how many players are ahead of you on the point track. Alright, so starting with round 3 here, for every player that's ahead of you, you're going to gain a coin. And then round 4, you're going to get 2 coins per. And then 5 is 3 coins per. And then finally the last round here is you're going to get 4 coins per player that's ahead of you on the point track. Alright, so phase 2 is grabbing tiles and setting the prices for the tiles that you've taken. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in the bag and always take out 3 tiles. So reach in, take out 3. You're going to put them in front of your shield. I like to put them face up here like this, and then you're going to do 2 things. First, you're going to set your discard marker to one of these 3 by aligning it to one of the 3 spots. So for example, if I wanted to discard this one, I would put it on the right. Alright, if I want to discard the one on the left, I discard it on the left. Because at the end of this phase, next phase, I'm going to show you, you're going to reveal your screen, and it's going to display which one is going to get discarded and which ones have prices. Alright, after that, you're going to set the prices for the other 2 tiles. Alright, so using the money that you have on hand, you don't have to use all of it. You can set whatever you like, but you can just set it however you like. So I'm going to set the price of this one to 2 and the price of this one to 2, for example. Or maybe if I really wanted this one, set it to 3 for whatever reason. Goes with the strategy of your game. You're going to want to look at the objectives coming up. All right, and once everyone's done this step and you have all 3 of them with coins or discard, it is very important. You can't leave it without a price. It must have at least 1 coin, even if it's a tile you don't really want. And then you can go on to the next phase. Alright, so phase 3, pretty simple. You're going to reveal what's behind your shield, and whichever tile has the discard marker attached to it, you're going to take it and toss it back into the bag. Alright, so phase 4 is called buying tiles. I actually did forget to mention the previous sections that you're all doing that simultaneously, all at the same time, so don't worry about it. But when you get to phase 4 here, you actually have to go in turn order. So starting with the person with the first player and then working around clockwise, what you're going to do is buy exactly 1 tile off another player. All right, you don't have to. You could actually pass if you don't have the money or if you're not interested in any of the tiles, but those are your two options. You're buying exactly one tile or you're passing. So I'm going to look at my other opponents over here. I have one coin in my display and I can buy one of their tiles at the price that they priced those tiles out in the previous phases. All right, so for example, if I wanted to buy this one, I have 1 gold. I can pay that player 1 gold because he set that price to 1 to take this tile. Alternatively here, I can also take this tile up here because he had priced this at 1 and I only have 1 gold. It goes without saying that I would not be able to take this tile or this tile because I only have 1 gold and they priced them at 2, as you can see. Alright, but let's just say for whatever reason I really wanted this tile. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay that player 1 gold because he set it to 1, and I'm going to take this tile and put it next to my screen to be placed in the next phase. Alright, the player who has a tile bought from them is going to keep the price that they put for that tile. All right, so they get to take the price that they put onto the tile as well as the money that the player is paying them for. So if you put 4 coins on the tile and somebody buys it for 4, technically you're going to take 8 coins back. You're going to take the 4 that they paid you and the 4 that was placed as the price of that tile. All right, so that player has done their purchase. All right, it's going to move on to the next player. So that player now has the extra coins that they have from the previous purchase. They can use these to buy any tile on the table. So for example, they can spend 1 coin, give it to me maybe. So I would take these 2 coins back to take this tile here, and then it will go on to the next player. And let's say the next player is not interested in any of these tiles, so maybe they would pass. All right, everyone has done this. All right, remember, you're only buying 1 tile or passing. Then what you're going to do is you're going to buy your own tile. All right, so any tiles that you have in front of you with that nobody else purchased. So for example, here I would buy my own tile. So you're going to pay the bank and buy your own tile and add it to your stack of tiles. Again, here he had bought this tile, he's going to pay the bank, and this player up here is going to pay the bank for both his tiles. All right, and now you're ready to go to the next phase, which is placing those tiles into your tableau. Alright, and phase 5, alright, you can all do this simultaneously, is adding the tiles that you got in the previous phase and adding it to your tableau. Obviously at the start of the game you only have 1 tile, so you're adding it to your 1 tile, but as the game goes you're going to be adding your 1 or 2 tiles to your larger tableau. Alright, and there's only one rule to placement in this game: the edges have to match. The roads do not. That's a very important distinction. Another rule is you can rotate these tiles however you like. So as long as the edges match, so for whatever reason, this might be a stupid example, but let's just say I place them like this, the waters match, the mountains match, I'm good to go. Alternatively, obviously, because I probably want to score that extra coin for next round, I'm going to connect it like, oops, sorry, made a mistake. I'm going to connect it like this so that pasture meets pasture and I'll be able to get that coin at the income phase next round. And then this one has a mountain here, so might as well do mountain versus mountain like this. All right, when everyone's done this, then you can go on to the next phase. Alright, so phase 6 is the scoring phase. Alright, you can do this simultaneously or you can do it in turn order just to make sure that everyone's scoring correctly. For your first couple of plays, I would suggest you do it that way. Alright, and what you're going to do is each player is just going to look at what the current round marker is and you're only going to score that window. Alright, you're not going to score the other windows, just the ones that are indicated. So round 1, you're only scoring the first window here, but during the last round of the game, you're actually going to score the last 3 windows over here. So you're going to see here B, C, and D. Right, and what you're going to do is you're going to look at those windows and score it. I mean, you can look at the back of the rulebook if you're unclear how to score those windows. Pretty self-evident. The iconography is really good. So for this one, for example, it scored 2 points for each completed mountain range. All right, so if I would look at my tableau here, Carcassonne style, this is a completed mountain range, so I'd score 2 points here and add myself 2 points to the point track. These are not completed mountain range because they're sort of not capped off with other tiles. Alright, and then, you know, just to give you other examples here, let's say it would be round 2. Well, then you're only scoring the second window. This is for your longest lake, score 2 points per tile in that lake. And let's say it was round 3. Well, then you're scoring the first one and the third one. And the third one here would be 5 points for the person with the most money and 2 points for the person with the second most money, and so on and so on. And then let's say it's the last round of the game. Then you're going to score these 2 tiles and this tile. And this one is for your longest road, score 1 point per tile. All right, and that's basically how you're going to score. All right, after scoring, you're going to do 2 things. You're just going to pass the first player marker to the next player, and you're going to move the round tracker, and you're pretty much ready to start the next round. All right, and finally, after scoring the windows on the last round of the game, you're going to go to end game scoring. And for end game scoring, you're only going to score 2 things. All right, the first thing you're going to do, let's get the money out of the way. For every $5 you have left in your sort of possession, you're going to gain 1 point. You'll gain it on the point track. All right, after that, you're going to score all your scrolls. All right, and if your scroll is in a completed area, you're going to score double the amount on the scroll. All right, a completed area is where, think Carcassonne, where you finish the terrain area, like the castle. So, an example here, this is a finished mountain, but you know what? I don't have any scrolls in that mountain, so let's not even look at it. But here, for example, this is an open pasture because I'm not closing the pasture anywhere. And also this one is sort of open by here and this one's open by here. So if I wanted, for example, let's say I would have grabbed this earlier in the game and I would have put it here. So now this is a closed pasture, right? Because the pasture can't expand anywhere else because they're blocked on all sides. Well, then this scroll will actually score double, okay, according to there. All right, or maybe it would have made more sense if I put it here, and then this pasture here would have scored double for both of these scrolls because both of these are in enclosed or closed pasture area. All right, and then you'll just score your points. So I'm going to show you with an example here. So this one will score me 2 points for each of these houses because it's in a closed area. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, that's 6 points. You gain the points on the track, and then these sheep are going to score. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 sheep in total. You never round up, you always round down. So this is going to score me 2 points. This is going to score me 2 points. Get it on the point track, and there you go. So that's how you score these scrolls. At the end of that, when everyone's done that, whoever has the most points is going to win the game. All right, so those are the rules to Isle of Skye. I hope you enjoyed it. Click on the link below if you want to see the playthrough and my thoughts, or we'll see you on the next one. Later.